Diablo Immortal Pay to Win is leading to review bombs on Metacritic, and the score doesn't seem like it's stopping anytime soon with how far it is going down. We already covered Diablo Immortal Pay to Win accusations. We did a reaction to Asmongold's video. We will be doing a reaction to a Yang Ye video today as well in a separate segment. I wanted to discuss the Diablo Immortal review bombs coming in on Metacritic in the wake of the game's launch. Right here at the beginning of the video, I put all of the information that you're probably looking for, and then we discuss it with the live audience. So make sure you hit subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss my content and you don't miss these live shows. This is a Reforge update. Diablo Immortal is being review bombed as pay-to-win drama continues right after the game launched. It launched on mobile and same day did a PC release beta, which is really ramping up the accusations of pay-to-win, and the score on Metacritic sees no end in sight except for the very bottom. If you like these very quick updates, hit subscribe and the bell button or check out Reforge Gaming where I streamed it live. So in response to the pay-to-win situation in Diablo Immortal, right now the official reviews on Metacritic, it is landing at an 81, which is pretty impressive, not bad for a mobile game, not bad for a franchise sort of leaving its home turf. Now, the user scores have seemingly plummeted to a point where I don't think there's any turning around. Last I checked, it was at a 2, then a 1. It is now sitting at a 0.8 according to user reviews. They are seemingly all going with the same criticisms and the same complaints. There's great clips of Asmongold comparing when you do a rift and spend money to when you don't spend any money. What exactly does that do to your experience? So what are the facts? What's going on? You might even see some of these six figures getting thrown out there about how much money you would actually have to spend in Diablo Immortal to get your character to all the way to the end, basically. ScreenRant.com had the following to say: in a very useful YouTube video, Bellular News broke down exactly what was needed to fully upgrade a character in Diablo Immortal via Eurogamer. The full upgrade will cost players a whopping $110,000, and this is just them sort of crunching everything that's available and what you'd have to spend. Now, keep in mind, the $110,000 is extreme because you don't have to literally buy everything, but there are elements to this that are incredibly problematic. There are percentages that are in the toilet. There are items that basically you can't even get as a free-to-play player, and this does affect the end game in PvE. So even those of you who thought, I'm going to avoid PvP, none of this matters, well, it kind of does. Now, what does that $110,000 include? This cost includes not only cosmetics and leveling, but also paying to pass time faster. In order to upgrade faster, players must wait a certain amount of time to get to the next level. This is exactly what everybody hates in other games. It's the squeeze method. It's the, hey, no more playing unless you pay money. Now, alternatively, players can pay money to cause the time jump to happen, which is something that is also factored into the cost. In the video, they discuss the tactics Blizzard is using in order to encourage people to spend money, such as directing players to their free daily items, which are in the store, and also starting players with small bundles that only cost $1. So what is to be done? What should players attempt to do here? Auction house and other practices in the past in other games have been removed when the outcry is loud enough. The problem with this particular situation is the Metacritic headline may just be a blip on their radar. It may cause zero reaction from Blizzard, seeming because the mobile ecosystem and the players are slightly to blame for this. The mobile ecosystem and the players who consume mobile game content have allowed this to happen for years, while console gamers and PC gamers have consistently pushed against it, to the point that some games have completely changed their approach, Battlefront being one of those games. Willing consumers are the reason that these practices are maintained and grow, so at this point in time, the Metacritic review bombing is one of the most effective ways to get your voice heard. But if the money's there and the willing consumer base grows and maintains this game, I don't see it changing, which is incredibly unfortunate. It is not purely an optional pay for extra bonuses in PvP, which is bad enough. It's seemingly worse, where they bottleneck, slow, or stop your progress to where your own investment is pitted against you and you feel you must pay to continue to play. As always, if you like these quick updates, check out Reforge Gaming, where I stream live. Hit subscribe and the bell button, and I'll see you in the next video. And I'll see the rest of you right now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, happy Monday to you. We are trying to start closer to on time, and last night was a disaster for me. I had nothing done for this morning. I had to wake up this morning and get the entire show and day prepped and written up and listened to. We had a little situation, nothing serious. My daughter, we took her to emergent care and she's 100% fine, but it was one of those things where you just like want to double check to have that peace of mind, and it disrupted our entire evening. So everyone's fine, everyone's happy, everybody had a good night's sleep, but it basically meant I got to do zero show prep on Sunday night, which is typically where I prep for Monday. So we're going to be discussing this with you guys today, and then my second show of the day will be reacting to Young Ye's video on the situation, listening to what he has to say, as well as what everybody else is saying. So good morning to you guys. Thanks so much for being here. Good morning, sir. It's awesome to have an awesome day in stream. Thank you, Feed. Good to see you with a badge next to your name. Guys, we did hit a massive milestone of 1,000 members. So if you're a member and you haven't watched the VOD, you need to watch myself and my wife. Well, my wife plays. My wife plays Elden Ring, okay? It was a spectacular stream. We did it on cam. Everybody seemed to really enjoy it. A great percentage of the member base has already watched it. Out of like 1,026 members, it's got over 700 views, which is absolutely incredible. So welcome back, MJ. MJ hit a 10-month milestone, says Diablo Immortal is an example of how far some companies can take this. Blizzard using every strategy in the book when it comes to nickel and diming their player. And then Sane wants to jump in brand new as a member. There you go. Enjoy the dope badge and emotes. You are dope and deserve dope stuff. All jokes aside, she did pretty well. She did. She really did. I really wanted her to beat that dungeon boss, and she was getting pretty stinking close. She really, really was. They literally stop you from progressing if you don't spend anything. That's why I stay away from games like this. So here's the thing. Yeah, down to a 0.02. You guys want to see it? It's absolutely spectacular. By the way, first coffee order of the day I'm gonna print because we had another one order day. A bunch of people ordered on Thursday, and then Friday we only had one order. So I have the order right now on the printer, and I'll print the first order of the day. I'll do it for you. Oh, it's 0.0. It's 0.7. What did I say in my video? 0.8. Yeah, it's already fallen. It's literally fallen already since I went live. Like, that's how much this is hold up, just ordered. Oh, you did? Lethal Escape. Yes, I have one from Lethal. 3 light roast to Lethal. All right, let me quickly get you printed. I'll put you with that order, and you'll go out with today. My wife will make sure that gets shipped. There it is, Lethal. First order of the day. That happens sometimes. The culture of dogpiling is sad. Well, here's the thing, Galleon. At this point, I usually am very much anti review bombing. I think it comes across as kind of childish usually when people do it. But in this particular situation, I don't know what anybody else is left to do. Everybody feels kind of powerless. Do you know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second here. Like, I 100% agree that the whole dogpiling culture, the review bomb culture, I believe it primarily is driven by toxicity, okay? But to a certain extent, hang on, let's get me set up proper here. And there we go. To a certain extent, it's like it's 100% understandable. It's like you literally, let me get this nice and big for you guys. Like, this seems totally fair. It's like these people are actually angry about pay to win. They're not just going here to be like, hey, screw Diablo. Diablo put a woman on their cover or something dumb like that. Like, this is literally the users going and saying, we reject this. We absolutely reject this. 90% of the dogpilers are only repeating what they heard from YouTubers, though. Okay, so if I told you that there was a game that came out with an incredibly offensive scene with something that was absolutely reprehensible in it, and everybody went and review bombed that game and repeated what I said, if I was being factual, does that make that wrong? The YouTubers are being factual. They're reporting on what's actually going on with the game. It's like, hey, look at this. 656 people out of how many players? 5 mil. That's why I said in my open, Paul, this might be a blip on their radar. It's a drop in the bucket if you think about it. Stupid printer, 1 second. There we go. There we go. All right, both orders are out there. Another order just came through. I'm not printing it, though. I said first order. I can't do this all morning. Blueberry Puffin grabbing a bag, a dark roast. Thank you so much. Guys, make sure you're doing all the things to support the video. Make sure you are on live chat. Make sure you have smashed the like button. Make sure you, order a t-shirt. I'm wearing a Tron shirt today for the old school homies that know the reference. Some Flins for you. If you're trying to get a great Father's Day present, 80s Tees has a great Father's Day collection, so be sure to use the shirt command. It'll take you over to the Father's Day collection, and then use my code for 30% off, code Lono. 658 ratings is pretty small review bomb, all things considered. This guy made like 10 videos about this. He's capitalizing and farming clicks. It's really gross, and everything he said is exaggerated. Well, I'm not going to comment on a glorified blogger with zero journalistic integrity. I don't really care about him. The rest of the YouTubers, though, commenting on this, I mean, the Asmongold clips are absolute gold, right? The Asmongold clips are absolute gold. He goes in and he spends $20, and it's like, ding, 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 ding. And then he goes back in and spends no money, and like nothing drops. You know what I mean? The full game being pay to win is a ripoff. On Paragon 11, the game is mad fun. I will not sit here and deny that the game is not an absolute blast. I think the game is an absolute blast. It's super fun. It's super fun. Like, I have tons of fun when I play. The one guy that I watched their review, they said that like you lose track of time when you're playing the game, which is 100% true. Asmongold's an entertainer. It's content to him. Okay, Galliant, let's have an intelligent discussion then. Let's instead of you dismissing what people are saying because they're click farming or they're an entertainer, speak intelligently on the matter. Is this okay? Is this fine that the game is like this? I'm frustrated too, but let's attack the right things with real arguments. I'm in agreement with you. What's wrong? What's wrong with the Screen Rant article? What's wrong with Bellular's video where the guys sit down, they crunch the numbers, they're like $110,000. What's wrong with people saying it's going to take 10 years to get everything? I need you to poke holes in those claims rather than say that those claims are exaggerated. Asmon has spent $1,000 so far. The game looks and plays amazingly well, but at the end of the day, it's absolutely ruined through the over-monetization. It is not okay, says Moth Monk. I mean, I'll admit to you, I got annoyed with them constantly making me go to the store. I was like, what is this? Why are you constantly shoving the store in my face, man? What, like, let me play. I just wanted to play and spend no money. Now, I spent $5 on their battle pass because I thought it was worth it. I was like, that's a pretty good amount. We're already having a real strong start to the day. Holy moly. Make sure you're smashing the like button. If you're enjoying the content and you want to comment, hit subscribe so you can talk in my chat. Subscribing is totally free. We just hit a huge member milestone of over 1,000 members. So our most recent members only video is my wife and I hanging out. She plays Elden Ring for the first time on cam. Members, make sure and watch it. Become a member if you want to watch the past content or the forthcoming members only content. I'm going to use the 2 brain cells I have. Diablo Immortal is the only mobile game I've ever played. Yeah, I don't think Galliant is in here defending the game. He said that there's problems. He sounds like me. He's saying, let's attack the right problems. Now, I've said this before in other games. It's far better for community members of any game to make accurate and good criticisms. I actually agree with his premise. I'm just curious. I want him to point out what's wrong with the headlines, what's wrong with the YouTube videos, where are people going wrong here? The game is egregiously pay to win. It's right there in your face. And listen, it's not even about the pay to win. It's about the percentages that are so low on certain items that you feel the need to spend more money. Beyond that, my biggest point of frustration that I learned about literally just this morning is they stop your progress and make you spend money. That is quite literally the one thing that I've always pointed out and said, if you want to give people optional cosmetics, fine. If you want to throw out pay-to-win elements in your game and there's a stupid, willing consumer base that think that that is okay, I guess that's on them that they've accepted that. But if you start arbitrarily stopping me from progressing and you want me to get out a credit card to keep playing, your game can screw off, like all the way. Get out of here with that. That's not optional. You're stopping me from playing. That's not even something that you can choose volitionally. That's coercive. Now, pay to win is subversively coercive because it creates a culture of spend in order to maintain your competitive edge or spend in order to maintain the competition with the others. But I don't agree. I'm more strongly against that than anything. 10-month milestone from Ryan. And it's a tier 2. Good to see you growing again. Keep up the great work. Ryan, as a reminder, when you're a 2-tier member or higher, okay, there's a Madam Game Votes room in the Discord. You can submit 1 game a month, and Madam and I have to play it on Friday nights. It's not always going to be something like Elden Ring. Also, keep in mind that Fall Guys goes free to play on all platforms this month except for mobile. And we'll be doing a Fall Guys community game night on June 24th. That is members only, so become a member or maintain your membership, especially for that night. It's going to be really fun. Hilly's coming back to co-host with me. It's going to be hysterical. My wife might even sit in as well. We don't know. Don't forget they can alter the percentages on the fly, meaning they can make it more difficult or impossible if you spend no money, but switch that to the other way if you spend. Hang on. Fluffy wrote 2 notes here. It depends on the degree that they abuse their monetization. Look at Path of Exile. I think the stash tabs are part of that issue, but I have no problem with it because they do not over-monetize the rest of the game. But Immortal just went way too far, says Fluffy Bunny of Despair. That's a wonderful name. If Zubair was here, he would compliment you on your name. Bro, exactly where does Immortal make you pay to progress? Have you even played it? Ridiculous statement from what I've seen. I have played it. I read it this morning in an article. What are they lying to me? Is this a lie? It says right here. It says, hang on, I gotta find my place again. I put this in a Word document. Where did it go? I lost my place. In order to upgrade faster, players must wait. Oh, here it is. In order to upgrade faster, players must wait a certain amount of time to get to the next level. Alternatively, players can pay money to cause this time jump to happen, which is something that is also factored into the cost. So they slow, like if you want, you have to wait in order to progress. They have a waiting thing. They literally have a waiting mechanic that can be paid to bypass. Echo Hack made a video about it. He's a big booster and he was depressed. It says it right here. So are all these YouTubers and articles lying? Is this a hit piece? New term, pay to unblock progress. Yeah, like come on. Come on, these people aren't making this stuff up. All mobile games do that? Yeah, I'm not, okay, let's be clear about something. I'm not some curmudgeon-y boomer, walking down onto the scenes like, in my day, video games used to be. I know that mobile games are like this. It's why I stay away from them. I was playing a game called Marvel Puzzle Quest that had just awful pay-to-win practices in place. I remember getting hooked on games like Candy Crush and being like, no, you're out of playtime. You have to stop playing unless you want to give us money. I hate it. I'm not saying that I was like, it's surprising, like the audacity of these game companies. No, I know it's a practice. I think it's one of the worst. I think it's worse than pay to win, because when someone pays to win, they are knowingly subjecting themselves to something that's ridiculous. Stopping me from progressing unless I spend money is absolutely ludicrous. You've gone all the way up to level 11 at that point. You can't even make a clan without paying Blizzard? Not everyone can pay to win. Well, for sure. You see the boon that gives you extra items for daily login, but if you miss that day, you lose what you paid for? Yeah, that's spectacular. That's the most spectacular one of all. You can pay for a boon that gives you better extra items for daily login. If you miss a day, you don't bank those things. They're gone. You didn't actually pay for them, I guess. Holy moly, what's going on with the viewership? If you're just tuning in and you've never been here before, let me do a slight introduction. We will be covering Summer Game Fest when it starts this week. We cover gaming news every day. This channel is Reforge Gaming, and we do topic-driven things like this. We do reaction content. We're getting into it. We want to make the reaction content very intellectual and not just drive-by cheesy. So we did it last week with Asmongold, and we got a really good response to that video. I am a safe-for-work broadcaster. I put on multiple talk shows a day right here. Make sure and hit subscribe and the bell button if you like it. Because I am safe for work, a lot of people subscribe and treat me like almost like a radio show or like a podcast. They throw me on in the background. We end our day on another one of my channels, Reforge Radio, where I give you the rundown. It's just like lots of gaming news in a row. But here, we tend to stick to one topic, and the topic of the day is Diablo Immortal Pay to Win, leading to it being review bombed. If you haven't seen it yet, it has gotten decimated on Metacritic by a pretty small amount of people in the grand scheme of things. 658 ratings is not that much. We could refresh here. Let's see if that number has gone up. 20 more ratings has just hit. 20 more ratings have just hit. Hilly, Mr. Hilly says that's a long time. That's 17 months. Thank you for renewing. That's a great milestone to hit. Expiry hit a 6-month milestone. Who's this guy again? Thank you very much. The 0.05% drop on 5-star legendary gems reminds me of a scene in Dumb and Dumber. So you're telling me there's a chance. John, I couldn't believe when I was watching the one video, as the guy broke that down, it felt like satire. It was like, so we have these really rare items and they drop, but that's not all. They drop with a star rating, and the 1-star rating gets you this, and it can go all the way up to 5-star ratings. Now the 5-star, it's like G money, Christmas, layer upon layer upon layer of you better spend money or you're not going to have any of the good stuff. Murph Dog with 10 months. That's a nice 10-month milestone. Thank you for renewing and hitting your 10 months. Renewing and hitting 2 months is Sane. Renewing and hitting 3 months is Detective Seeds. Hey, man, we got a lot of paying members here. $5 a month gets you into a bunch of extra content. It gets you increased access on our Discord. Consider clicking join this morning. You get a badge next to your name in chat. You get really great emotes to use in my chat. A 5-month milestone for Reckless Gambit. Welcome back. You haven't even talked about Awakening? What the frick is that? What do you mean I haven't even talked about Awakening? There's more to talk about? It's like a bad dream. It's like a really bad infomercial. But wait, there's more. How could there possibly be more pay to win? But wait, there's more. We have more things to motivate you to spend money, because you can't play the game without doing that. Now, I get it. It's free to play. I do. Greg says Awakening is after 10 stars and requires a $15 item that you can't earn in-game. Holy moly. Oh, I'm taking a sip of that just wonderful Rageless Roast. You should check some of that out. Keep your eyes and ears open this week as well about the coffee. We have something very cool that we're going to be doing, so keep your eyes and your ears open. If you're a coffee drinker and you've never tried coffee with balanced acidity, you should try our coffee. Thanks so much for being here this morning. I love seeing this kind of a turnout is spectacular. Man, oh man, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people right now. Hearthstone and Overwatch disprove that. Both new games. Disprove what? Can you elaborate on that for me, Morgan? Detective C's with a $50 tip. Get this man likes up for me, please, he says. If you want to do something together for Summer Game Fest, let me know. I can bring some of my folks over to hang out and have a party together. Love to see success coming back to you. I appreciate that. I'm not going to be able to do any collaborations this week at all. We are going to be so stinking busy. Appreciate the super chat and the offer, but I'm going to be constantly burning the candle at both ends this week, to the point that I'm like trying to get extra sleep because my blood pressure starts acting up when I get too fatigued and overworked. It was messing with me last week. Darth Wookie says, I'm afraid that they'll implement pay-to-win mechanics in Diablo 4. I'm really, really concerned. Please don't. I've seen that concern uttered, Darth. I really, really have. Listen, if you're tuning in for the first time this morning, this is a daily show that we do multiple talk shows. Our second talk show today will be me reacting to a Yang Ye video on this subject. I like Yang. I like his content. I want to have thoughtful interaction with people on YouTube. So I'm not just going to do cheesy drive-by content, reaction content. It's going to be genuine, good conversation. We had very, very good reactions and response to when I did a reaction video last week to Asmongold. So if you've never been here before, man, press that subscribe button and press the bell button so you don't miss the talk shows every day. I am safe for work as well, so lots of people lurk. They get their work done, throw me on in the background like a podcast. Morgan says, Overwatch counts regardless if you like it or not. Dumb take, Mang. Who are you responding to? I was responding to someone who said that Blizzard hasn't made anything new since 2005. Oh, I understand. I gotcha. Let's see here. You think Microsoft and Blizzard will do better? I honestly don't know. I don't know. I am going to have to do this. Let's go ahead and throw on. We'll throw on 7-second slow mode. 7-second slow mode means you just have to put 7 seconds in between your messages. There's tons of people here and the bots are showing up. So the slow mode will keep the bots away at least a little bit. Diablo 3 did the auction house, says Suede. Now Immortal. I wouldn't be optimistic about them learning from the past. Yes, I will be streaming Summer Game Fest and covering all the festivities. No one cares about PvE for Overwatch. Overwatch 2 is an Overwatch 1 update, and they're selling it for $20, says Greg. The only thing you don't get if you don't play Overwatch 1 is the story content. Yeah, nobody's buying it for PvE. What's good, Meech? Good to see you in the chat. My friends and I love you in Japan. Thanks. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Kotick decided to burn the house to the ground after selling to Microsoft. Yeah, maybe. We need to get a poll going here. Let's see. Diablo Immortal. Let's see. What should we ask here? What should be the poll question? Will pay to win drive you away from the game? Yes or no? Yes or no? I want to know. Because a lot of us were taking the attitude of, it's fun, I can play and not spend any money. But I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think. Are you going to say, no, I can't support this anymore? It's way worse than I thought. Like, I thought it was going to be minimal. I thought it was going to be like par for the course mobile game. But it seems to be particularly worse. I think Diablo will absolutely have microtransactions, but it's just sad the reality of the industry. Imagine playing Diablo Immortal where you've got Elden Ring, Sekiro, God of War, and the upcoming Spider-Man on PC. I guess people like to eat crap. Well, I mean, with respect, Twin B, you are listing games that I love and adore, but none of those are particularly new right now. Like, you understand that, right? I don't think you're making a bad point. I feel like your point's just a little ill-timed. You understand? Like, Elden Ring's been out for a while. Sekiro and God of War are pretty old. Spider-Man's coming to PC in August. So, like, what are you going to be doing in the meantime? You literally can install this for free on any mobile device. You know what I'm saying? Sci-Fireman says subscription-based game. Swinging by to show some love. Thank you so much, Big O. We do simultaneously stream on TikTok, although it seems more and more that is just not going to work out over there. I'm not. They need to create a gaming hub, because we're covering gaming with a talk show, and we don't get anybody over there, man. It's all ASMR on that well, ASMR and booty shaking, but you know, I'm not doing either of those. I'm not doing either of those. I won't be playing any Blizzard games since that HK disaster. I'm still perpetually boycotting all their games. Okay, Arvin says, when you play as free-to-play players, after level 60, you can choose Hell 1 difficulty and get higher gear level and have fun with friends. PvP would be hard versus pay to win. That's it. $0 to spend so far. Well, YouTube Lurker wants to start things off. There's a lot of people here. We have a very generous community, and he just gifted 5 memberships. You can click in the chat to allow gifts, or click his green box at the top of the chat to allow gifts. 10-month milestone for Rygen, 7 months plus the previous 3 years. Keep it up, brother. Rygen, that's a long time. 4 of the members have been grabbed, only 1 left. Jamkus, David, Rain, D. Swick, and Jerry all grabbed a membership. There you go. If you're a member, don't forget, you really want to get in the Discord. Our Discord has a bunch of extra rooms for members, and you will never miss out on members-only content, which happens on Thursday afternoons and Friday nights. It's a great reason to become a member. It's a great reason to gift members. It's a great reason to accept members. Twin B says, remember the time when you saw a player in a game with rare and high-end armor and you admired them? Nowadays, all you think is that they are whales. Oh, for sure. Oh, for 100%, Twin. Yeah. You don't even... games are very different now with respect to peacocking. You used to get something, and then you'd peacock. You'd be like, yeah, I can't wait to wear this and let everybody see it. And now, and here's what you get. Here's what you get, Blizzard. This is mounting, by the way. I think this is going to get traction just this week, okay? The Metacritic user score is just getting started. Let's do another refresh. 678, no new ratings. Okay, well, it might take a while. I think this might get a little bit higher this week. I do. I think this will get traction, and people will keep going and hitting it. 678 is a very small amount. You've got to imagine there's way more people than that are logging in and saying, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is not what I signed up for. This isn't the Diablo that I loved. And again, you know what's so common, what's so funny, what's so consistent? Every single video that I watched this morning, Force Gaming, Bellular, Yang Ye, anybody I've watched talking about this, they're all saying the same thing. They're like, there's a good game underneath here. It's a good game. It's a really, really enjoyable Diablo, and yet it's riddled. Galliant, you playing supports it as acceptable way to design a game. That's about it. Oh, what's Galliant saying? I miss those days, Twin. I do too. I miss that. I'm really digging the game and will play as long as I can without spending. Am I really supporting the game if I'm not paying? That's such an excellent question and such a great thought experiment. If you're just tuning in, we're discussing Diablo Immortal pay to win, leading to review bombs right here. If you've never been here before, hit subscribe and the bell button. I do multiple talk shows a day on gaming. I will be covering Summer Game Fest and all the festivities. I am safe for work. A lot of people throw me on in the background like a podcast. So happy to see a huge turnout today. I will be doing a reaction video to Yang Ye's video on this situation. That'll be our second show of the day. I hope you're enjoying your time here this morning, and I want to take this question. I think this is such a great thought experiment, okay? Is me playing a free-to-play game, totally free to play, and spending $0, am I supporting the bad practice? Okay, there's a couple of ways to look at this. The first way I'm going to look at this is quite simply that free-to-play player engagement is a data point that helps them design this game and refine it to get more money from the people around you who are a little less likely to hold tightly to their wallet. So at one level, yes, I believe at that level of being a pure data point, you are helping the game. Now, I'm not going to say that you shouldn't play it. I am merely thought experiments pushing in on this and thinking through all of the various ways that you might be assisting the game. So at just one foundational level, as a data point, you are aiding them in seeing the behavior of free-to-play players as a means of getting money from them. Let's be clear about something. Let's not hold back and put kid gloves on here. Without a doubt, they don't want free-to-play players. They want infrequent spenders all the way up to whales. That's what they want. If you are outside of it, if you are outside of that spectrum and you are pure free to play, they will do everything they can figure out on how to get money from you. So at that level, you are supporting. Okay. Second, the daily login number is helpful to a company like this. It is. It helps them keep the game feeling alive. It helps them report to their shareholders. It helps them establish the value of the game. The daily login numbers are extremely important. If you don't think daily login numbers are important, look at the way they've structured the dadgum game. You can pay for a boon to get increased daily drops, but if you don't log in daily, those extra drops are gone. They're not actually yours. Even the people spending money, they really, really want that daily login. Look at Halo Infinite. Their entire structure, their Battle Pass structure, their XP payout for their Battle Pass structure, all designed around getting you to log in every day. It's by design. So I think at that level, you are supporting the game. Am I saying that you shouldn't? No. I'm just saying there are, I think, good arguments and good points to be made here that you are, in fact, supporting the game, in quotations. You are supporting the game in different ways when you spend nothing. Not to mention, if you're playing the game, you are likely telling people about it. People are seeing you play it on the bus. Somebody asks you what you're playing. You convince your friends to play. You have a clan. All those people are more likely to spend money because they're in the game. Every time you log in, every time they log in, every time somebody levels up or progresses in the game, there's a chance that they get money. Now, if you can accept all those realities and keep on playing, that's your own outlook. That's your conscience. That's your morals. That's your ethics. I'm not going to sit here and argue that based on these factors, you should not play the game. I'm going to be 100% honest with you, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. If I was not a streamer and I was a work-a-day dad, I got 2 kids, I got a wife, you know, if I was a work-a-day dad, I'm not a work-a-day dad. I'm work every hour of the day dad. I'm very busy. I don't have time to play lots of games. But if I had a more traditional job and a more traditional dad, American dad schedule, I'm going to be honest with you, I would probably be playing this game and spending a very small amount of money. I would probably buy the battle pass and that'd be it. I more than likely wouldn't spend much time in the end game. I more than likely wouldn't get too bothered by the slowed progression because I just wouldn't have time, right? I know, Ant. I know they have a pay-to-progress system. I know. And I actually said this morning, I think that that's worse. You just weren't here. I actually addressed that. D Dizzle with a $10 super chat. Morning, Lono chat. Get those likes up. A 7-month milestone from Life Flows. Read through a ton of 1-star mobile reviews. Over half of them were actually about their device not being able to run the game well. Well, that's hysterical. There you go. Performance issues on a mobile game is not surprising that that's an issue because you're dealing with, you know, a lot of people probably on older mobile devices. If you're just tuning in and you have never been here before, first thing I want to say to you is welcome. Thank you so much for deciding to click on my video this morning. This is a live stream. I interact with chat about as much as humanly possible. I'm also safe for work. Many people subscribe to the channel and they tune in every day and they throw me on in the background like a video game podcast. So be sure to hit subscribe and the bell button. We will be covering Summer Game Fest this week and everything going on with it. We do cover a variety of topics. I will be reacting to Yang Ye's video on the Diablo Immortal pay-to-win situation. I will be doing that as our second show of the day. I do anywhere from 3 to 4 live talk shows a day. The final show of the day is over on Reforge Radio, which is a rundown. We call that the rundown. I run down through as much gaming news as possible, and then every day we end that week with the Reforge Roundtable. Right now, you're on Reforge Gaming, which is more topic-driven and more gameplay-driven. So welcome in. Let us know what you think at the top of the chat. Vote on that poll. Let's look at the results. Diablo Immortal will pay to win drive you away from the game. It's an 80-20 split. Basically, 80% of you are like, yes, it will drive me away from the game. Now, that could be people that have never installed it, or it could be people like me that have installed it and played it, and they're like, I can't do this. This seems ridiculous. You should review the Romanian TV video. I'm not even sure what that is. Is that like a well-known channel? If I'm not familiar with the channel, don't take that as a slight. I'm just incredibly busy. I don't have time to watch these. Yes, Netherlands and Belgium. Diablo Immortal is blocked in some countries. Netherlands and Belgium being those two places at the current moment because of their loot box laws. Diablo Immortal refused. Well, they didn't refuse. They said, we're not changing that just to launch there, right? There are a lot of people who don't consume content outside of the game. I doubt the dogpiling will even help, says Galliant. Time will tell. I would like to see it get better, though. I don't know if this is going to do anything. Good morning, Kat. Good to see you. Arvin says, you got to know this is a mobile game, which 95% of the time is pay to win. However, on PC, it looks bad. This is not a normal PC game. Whales kill free to play and PvP, and they feel good spending money. I gotta turn this lid around on my Yeti. Hang on. I'm like sitting here drinking coffee, and like I gotta hold the coffee cup all awkwardly. There we go. So now I can hold it like this. See? That's better. There you go. As always, dope shirt. Yeah, don't forget, we are partnered with 80s Tees. If you're looking for a great Father's Day present, Father's Day is coming up. Ding, ding, ding. Reminder, use the shirt command or go to 80stees.com. They have a wonderful Father's Day collection. Use my code. Use code LONO. That's what I go by. Lono. L-O-N-O. Lono for 30% off. My daughter said, I'm just like Papa. He cries a lot. That's my girl. My daughter last night said that she didn't feel like she was a good big sister or a good older sibling because she cried too much. And I said, what are you talking about? I said, I cry all the time. I said, does that make me weak? I said, I cry more than your mama does. I said, does that make me weak? She's like, no. I said, okay, well, if a strong man can cry, then so can you, you know? Yo, good morning, Mr. Glum. How are you? Sorry I missed last weekend. Phone shattered. Oh, that's a bummer, man. Diablo just did a loud push notification to my phone to come back and play. Come back and play, Omar. What are you doing? You gotta come spend that money, bro. Come on. I decided to try a monk in Diablo 3. Sean says, well, review bombing may help in a way by discouraging people from buying the game. From playing the game, because it is free, but I know what you mean, Sean. With a bad review, just in case they aren't aware of the press surrounding the game. That's the big thing, is it's free. Like, you're dissuading people like, hey, don't download that game. And they're like, what game? They're like, that free-to-play Diablo game. Free-to-play Diablo game? Really? It's pay to win? What are you doing? Nothing. I'm checking emails, you know? I mean, I got a long lunch break later, and so I just wanted to make sure I was caught up. Don't download it! What do you mean? It's totally free. I don't see what the problem is. What are you doing? I'm getting out my credit card. I'm paying my water bill. Why are you typing your credit card in? Well, I mean, you know, there's this really cool looking battle pass, and I gotta have it. You know, it's free. That's the biggest challenge of dissuading people. You guys not have loans? That's good, Leo. I appreciate that joke. You have phones, right? Totally okay with microtransactions, but I do enjoy to have the possibility to progress, even at a slower pace. Final Fantasy record keeper for 7 years, and I'm at an end game like the pay to win. What you mean, Drexen? You made it to the end game and didn't spend any money? Is that what you're saying? Distorted says, I will continue playing Diablo Immortal. Phones or loans. Well, yeah, that's the joke, right? You need a loan to play the dadgum game, is what it seems like. Zybersword says, welcome to the best gaming news live show on the interwebs. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Do you think they're going to have pay-to-win advantage in PvP? It kind of magnifies the problem. I mean, yeah, there will be, for sure, for sure. Quarterfish says, it's funny, if it's free to play, I won't pay for microtransactions, but if this was a $60 full game, I wouldn't blink an eye if it wasn't mobile, that is. I'll wait until December, Diablo type without pay-to-win system. Oh, for the next game? Why are you saying December? We don't have a launch date yet for the next Diablo. There's an end to this game? Yeah, there's an end to this game. Yeah. Bankruptcy! I'm just kidding. That's a little extreme. But that's the end, bro. That's the end. The end road. Diablo. Somebody needs to get that quote. Somebody needs to get that quote from It's a Wonderful Life where he's like, bankruptcy and scandal and jail. That's the end game of Diablo Immortal. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to jail. Somebody, please. Someone please make that for me. So what would you say is the end game of Diablo Immortal? Bankruptcy, scandal, and jail. Diablo Immortal Monopoly Edition. That's right. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You give us money to that. See, that's the Diablo Immortal version of Monopoly. Welcome to Go. You made it back to the start of the board. If you'd like to continue playing, you pay us $200. Oh, you don't have any? Oh, well, I guess you gotta wait and you gotta come back tomorrow to continue playing Diablo Monopoly, and your buddies are just gonna keep going because they stole their mom's credit card while she was, at brunch, and so you're just going to get left behind. MJ Talks with a 250 something tip. I think that's like $25 maybe. How much was that, MJ? I'm sorry. It should give me the currency conversion on my screen so I can say something and not be so clumsy and stupid. I think this is an experiment for Blizzard, says MJ. They're going to use the data collected to know how much monetization they can add to Diablo 4. There are so many people saying that that's the primary concern. They're like, that's the primary concern, bro, is they're going to monetize the frick out of Diablo 4, I wish they had free-to-play servers. Yeah. Well, you could corral and get everybody, find a low-pop server. You could 100% crowdsource that, use Reddit, use forums, and find low-pop servers to populate with free-to-play players. Now, obviously, the minute you do that, you're opening yourselves up to Johnny Credit Card's going to go to that server and just beat the snot out of you. It's $5 in Dominican. I'm on vacation. Hey, thanks for the 5 spot, MJ. Appreciate that. Microsoft is holding a special Xbox Games Showcase Extended Show on June 14th at 10 a.m. Pacific. This extra show will have trailers and deeper dives into the Bethesda Games Showcase. It'll be around 90 minutes long. So wait a minute, that's on Tuesday of next week. All right, well, we're going to get an aftershock from Summer Game Fest. If you've never been here before, do me a favor, press the like button, take our poll at the top of the chat. We need 70 more likes to hit 400 likes. Let's have a huge day on this opening stream. This is one of the strongest starts we've ever had. We're not even covering a live event, and this is a humongous turnout. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it. If you've never been here before, we cover a whole lot of topics, highly interactive. I go live around 9 a.m. Eastern in the morning, and we go until about 3 or 4 in the afternoon with multiple talk shows. You want to spend the day with me and have a nice sort of podcast in the background of your day, make sure and hit subscribe, hit the bell button, and we'll see you here for more shows today and the rest of the week, and Summer Game Fest coverage. I really don't understand the wait thing, says Kaganeko, unless it's the gem enhancing limits. I'm right at the end game and I never have to wait. This is how it was written. I don't know what this is talking about, okay? This is from ScreenRant.com. This cost includes not only cosmetics and leveling, but also paying to pass time faster. In order to upgrade faster, players must wait a certain amount of time to get to the next level. Alternatively, players can pay money to cause that time jump to happen. So I don't know what they're talking about, but that's a phrase in the ScreenRant.com report that somebody might have to elaborate on what exactly that means. Because I was like, that's worse than pay to win, because you're literally you're just stopping me from playing. Dumping on Immortal right now is so hot. I'm not even dumping on it. I've tried to be intellectual about it. I said, listen, you can play free to play. You can spend $0. I was even honest. I said, if I was just work-a-day dad and had little breaks in a lunchroom I'm punching. Dude, if I'm plowing through cubicle life, you know what I'm saying? I'd play this game. I totally would. And I'd be like, I'm not spending any money. I spent $5 on the Battle Pass. Leave me the frick alone, you high and mighty YouTubers. That's what I would do. I'm not going to fault people for playing a game and spending like a little bit and then spending nothing after that. I'm honestly not even going to... How can you fault somebody with disposable income? Obviously the issue would be the people that don't have the disposable income just throwing their money at the game. Then being like, oh my gosh, I can't afford bread. That's not something you would want to see happen. But there are people who cannot resist the compulsory nature of these games and the ability to spend to get better and the chances to get better things. Certainly. The user score now has 700 people have now voted. So they've crossed into the 700s, 0.8. So the review bombing continues. As we now see it cross into the 700s. This will likely get traction throughout the week. Haters from all across the globe will be logging in to probably do this. I need a clip of Lono saying, hey, listen, just so I can mod it into Zelda. Hey, listen. Somebody stopping you from playing? I'm not. I wouldn't. You can't stop me from playing what I want to play. It's very important to talk about how evil Immortal is. Are you guys seeing the hashtag Diablo Immortal? Are you guys seeing that? Are you seeing it? Oh, it's funny. Is this a different team than the D4 team? No idea. Suede says, I saw that. I think it's hyperbolic. Plenty of games, including consoles, have had the same things said. I don't agree with it. I don't see how this one is any worse, says Suede. Well, okay, so I'm going to recommend a video to you if you've not watched it. I was going to react to it, but I felt like it was so much more descriptive than opinionated. But I think Reforge Gaming has a phenomenal video on this. And as he's breaking down the layers upon layers of what you can spend and buy, it just starts to feel absolutely absurd. So I think if you watch Reforge Gaming's video, it will open your eyes just to once people... This is the real issue. It's not even that it's there. It's that once you step into the paying pool, it's absurd how much more you need to spend to really make it work. It's an absolute trap and a snare. It is not set up in a way where you're like, hey, do you want this boost for the month or something? And then you're like, yeah, that's fine. I play a lot. Here's the money for the boost for the month. It's like, no, it is literally once you're in, the percentages and the bumps and the trap of it, it 100% feels extremely predatory in the way that it's set up. It's like, wait a minute, you actually make it worse. Like, that's the funny thing, is they make it worse on the people that decide to spend a little, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh. Young's video is good, and Moist Criticals. Yeah, we'll be reacting to Young's video. I should have checked out Moist Criticals. I didn't think about him. Do you think Blizzard cares about review bombing? No. 700 users is nothing to them. How bad does it have to get for the public before the publisher actually changes the model. Too profitable now. Yeah, I said that in my show open. For those of you that have never been here before, I open every show with like a 5-minute flyover of the topic, so you don't have to go like hunting in the video if you miss the live stream for like my thoughts. And I said that. I said, this may be a blip on the radar. They might be like, they're like, what? Like 1,000 people went and review bombed our game? They're like, literally, let's see, hang on, 1 second passed. Yeah, no, 100,000 people just logged in and gave us money. So we'll be okay with that 1,000. What about Ko's video? His take was interesting. I didn't see Ko's video. What did Ko say? Limited run showcase today. What happens in 4 months? Hey, Ziz, interviews though pretty upfront. What's this limited showcase about, Barrier? What game is that about? Are gems not considered gear? Oh, the devs followed up. Hang on. Yeah. This is the phones guy. Isn't this the infamous phones guy? Wyatt Chang says, hey Ziz, I've been pretty upfront in many interviews, though apparently not this post, that gear was the 12 item slots. In many interviews, I also clearly state that money can advance gems and legendary gems. I'm sorry if this wasn't clear. Not being able to buy gear, the 12 slots, or XP remains important to the team. For what it's worth, I appreciate you checking out the game. I look forward to your PoE content and guides, which I've always enjoyed. Limited Run Showcase is mostly about indies. Oh, okay. Anodyne says, I am sick and tired of these companies making free-to-play games just to milk their consumers. So there's obviously some criticism that the devs weren't upfront about this in interviews. I'll address that when we get into Yong's video, because he kind of puts them on blast for at least for at least one interview. So this guy's Wyatt Cheng is responding to Zizarin, if I'm saying that right. Zizarin, responding to Zizarin. So Myro Vergara says, Diablo Immortal is genius. Not only Blizz will make billions, but also nobody will complain about light monetization in other Blizz games, since Immortal just surpassed everything monetization wise. Holy moly, thanks for stopping by. Jiminy friggin' Christmas. I think I agree with your take, though. I think that's the take. It's like boiling the frog slowly in the water, right? They made this water so lava hot that other games are going to feel like a jacuzzi. They're like, well, this isn't so bad. You know, there's a little, but it's not Diablo Immortal bad, right? Right? Like, I 100% agree with that take, is that they're going to utilize this as a means to making their monetization practices in other games seem significantly less severe, because then you slowly boil that frog, like the temperature just goes up, and then in like 7 years you're going to be playing whatever you're playing, and they're going to have more than they do at this point in time. Because that's the big thing that I think a lot of people are pointing out, is the WoW store is our jacuzzi now. Yeah, Diablo 4 will likely be a jacuzzi. It'll be like, well, it's here. It's better than Immortal. You know, it's like when you get out of the jacuzzi and get into the pool to cool off. That's what people are gonna feel like they're doing. They're like, my gosh, Diablo Immortal, it kind of scratched the itch. I was totally free to play. You know, I didn't spend any money, but that store got annoying to me. I'm gonna jump over here and I'm gonna cool off in Diablo 4. Fazimoto with a $5 tip through Super Chat. Blizzard had a chance to put everyone's foot in their mouth by actually creating a good mobile Diablo. Instead, they chose to vindicate all the haters. You know what absolutely stinks, Fozzy? Is it's a great game. It's so enjoyable. Like, listen, my dopamine doesn't even know it's happening. Like, I'm like, ding, 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 more stuff. Ding, go here, do this. Ding, go here. Ding, go do that. Ding, ding. It's like, oh my word. Just... oh, an hour's gone by. 2 hours has gone by. It's such a it's such a consistent dopamine hit. It's a good little game. I'm telling you, I would play this game if I was workaday dad and had those little free time moments to play. It's so piecemeal. It's set up so well. New doorbell song. Yeah, I just wrote that. That new song, Dopamine Ding. Dopamine Ding will be releasing as a single only in Brazil. For whatever reason, the label thinks that's the best region for it. So that's a joke, by the way. Don't try and go buy my album. You know what you can do to support me, though? You can smash the like button. Let's hit 400 likes. Smash the subscribe button. Consider becoming a member. You could give some members. There's a lot of great names today that we could give members to. You could order some of my coffee. If you're a coffee drinker and you've never had coffee with balanced acidity, you should try Lighter the Dark Roast. This stuff is not a sponsor, by the way. It's in my house. Yeah, little ad break. Those are the ways you can support. Those are the ways you can support the channel. Hey, listen. We're not a very big channel, right? I got Myro coming in here with millions of subs. We're about to hit 15K, okay? We're scrappy. We're getting work done, but we need members, shirt sales, coffee sales, all those things. That's how we do what we do, and we appreciate all the people that support the channel in all those various ways. There's free ways to support as well. Listen and lurk all throughout the week. Subscribe, like. That helps the channel immensely. It's a good game, says Distorted. Works especially well on mobile. Unfortunate they had to slam heavy pay to win into it, but I'll still play and pay up to a certain extent. Yeah, that's the part I'm curious about. What's good, Baba Yaga? I was halfway through downloading it and was watching a video about how bad the money grab was. I uninstalled it before it even finished. You like, I'm telling you, if you boot this up and play it, you're going to want to play more. It's set up very, very well. It really is. You're gonna want to dive in. You're gonna want to level. The looting, the green arrows, the inventory system, the streamlined skills, the rifts, the dungeons. It really is extremely satisfying. So once you try it out, you are 100% gonna continue wanting to play. And the real question I have is, where's that minimal spending threshold for people? Because for me, I spent $5 on the battle pass. I thought, if I put any amount of time in this game, I'm gonna want to get those extra, pretty things. Oh, that was such a good net crack. The constant pop-ups for microtransactions are annoying. That was something I did not like. Yo, Mitchell gifting 10 members to the community. Mitchell did a bunch of gifted members last week. That's so generous. They're getting grabbed real fast. Meep grabbed one. Josh grabbed one. Zachary, that's 3. 4. Neither. 5. 8 Legion. Morrigan. Baby Yodava. Dominic Jays. Hacksman. Preacher. They're gone. All 5. Whew. That quickly. All 10 gone. I love... Last week, we had too many gifted members. We didn't even have enough people in chat to get them all. If you got a membership, please make sure you get into the Discord so that way you don't miss out on the members-only content. You get access to extra rooms in the Discord. We have so much great members content planned from you. If you're a brand new member today, go back and watch the VOD of my wife playing Elden Ring. It is fantastic. It's hilarious. You don't want to miss that. Every Friday night I stream with my wife. You guys unlocked making her play Elden Ring, and we did it on cam because we hit over 1,000 members. Nuts. Bonkers, crazy generous community here. Community game night this month is going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Fall Guys goes free to play on every platform except for mobile on June 21st. On June 24th, Friday night, be here for a Fall Guys community game night for members. 5 more gifted memberships from Sci-Fireman, and they're getting grabbed real quick. Jason, Chris, Jitty, Kitty, Eric, Slayer, gone. All of them gone that fast. All 5 members, just like that. 1,200 is our next milestone for emote unlock. I'm not saying that to push you. I just want you to know we don't get an emote every 100 members now. We get it every 200, I believe. So I don't even know which next one we would do. We have a lot we still haven't used. I was very impressed by her performance, also impressed by your patience. It was fun. We had a good time. The end of the night, I really wanted her to get that dungeon boss. I really wanted to get... I just got an email reviewing Diablo Immortal, disclaimer from the Game Workers Alliance. If you're receiving this email, it's because I saw you playing Activision Blizzard's new Diablo Immortal. I'm reaching out on behalf of the Game Workers Alliance, a group of game workers and QA testers from Raven Software. Hang on. Hang on. 20 gifted memberships from Mr. Glum. Holy moly. Aqua22, Cody, Mike, Mitko, Jacob, Marius Zaborski, John Rivera, Isu, Dr. Slay, Phil, Dr. Pimp, Javel, Osiris, Majin Bobby Hill, Howl, Javier, Scott Xbox, A Skull TV, Jeremy, Vlad, all 20 gone, already snagged, just like that. So many new members. You really need to make sure that you get into our Discord so you don't miss announcements, members only content. Every Thursday afternoon we do an AMA, behind the scenes, only members get to see it. Friday nights, that's why you really want to be in the Discord. YouTube will not do a good job of putting members only content in front of you. The toxic workplace culture at several video game companies has drawn a lot of attention. Some reviewers have begun including a disclaimer to inform readers and viewers that this issue is to promote more ethical background. For instance, Game Informer included a disclaimer at the beginning of their first look video of Diablo. Would you consider including a disclaimer as well, acknowledging the treatment, working conditions, and union busting of companies like Activision Blizzard? It helps players make informed, ethical choices. I'll do the disclaimer right now. I appreciate the so I'm on, I guess I'm being emailed by the Game Workers Alliance. It just emailed me. There's your disclaimer. All right, there's your disclaimer. Yo, Seventh Samurai jumping in on their own and doing a membership, non-gifted, just saying, hey, I'm pushing the button. Everybody who got a membership today, enjoy the dope badge and emotes. You are dope and deserve dope stuff. Enjoy the members-only content every Thursday afternoon and Friday night. Enjoy the extra access in our Discord. It was said on Bellular News, if you want fully maxed out character with 5 out of 5, you can set back up as a $50,000. Did they help you when you got effed over? Well, Paul, this is a recently formed union. They don't have anything to do with me. Like, they're trying to say, hey, if you're going to cover these games, can you please let people know about the working conditions and how they've been treating people? I actually think that that's totally fine. Like, you know, for example, if I ever have to talk about Bungie, I love mentioning the fact that Bungie forced people to sign non-disparaging agreements. I had a former employee reach out to me, and they basically silenced victims. Victims are afraid to speak out at Bungie for fear of retaliation, still to this day, and that is still a toxic, retaliatory work environment. And the recent call to not harass Bungie is kind of hilarious in light of how they've treated their employees historically, protected abusers, and silenced victims. So yeah, I don't mind doing disclaimers about these toxic, awful companies. So, you know, Blizzard, Activision, sure, that you guys should know how they treated their employees. They tried to union bust. They tried to keep these people from protecting themselves and asking for very moderate wages. Yo, Tinkmaster gifting 5 members. They're already grabbed. Tao, D Northmania, Sam, Abe, and Wendy all just got memberships from Tink. Thank you, Tink. Holy moly. Gifted members out the frickin' waz. Yeah, exactly, Creature. Corporate greed? Listen. Let me be clear about something. Historically speaking, I don't have a problem with companies being greedy and trying to make tons of money, okay? I think making buckets of cash is good for the games that they make. That doesn't mean they're allowed to treat their people like crap, okay? That doesn't mean that you're allowed to bake your game with bad practices. That corrupts the game experience, okay? I'm okay with the game going for buckets of cash if they go about it in a way that don't be treating your people like crap. Start there, you know? Insomniac Black with a $5 tip. How do you get your mic to sound so amazing? Do you use an actual physical mixer? I do. Shure SM7B goes through a cloud lifter, okay, and then it goes into an analog mixer. I wanted an analog mixer, not a digital, so I have an analog Yamaha. That goes out left and right into a preamp. The preamp converts the analog to digital and then sends it to my computer. That's why my microphone sounds as good as it does. It's essentially, without going up into the high echelons of like tube amps and crazy mixers, this is about as professional as you can make a microphone sound in this environment. I'm halfway through Ko's pay-to-win video and highlighting Diablo. I agree with MJ Talks for bringing that up. Oh, is it a good video? The struggle with reacting to purple streamers is they're never going to want to react back. I'm a free-to-play player, says Azir Prime. I've gotten extremely lucky. Obviously, not everyone's getting lucky, but I'm level 32 monk with a 1200 attack, and every set piece I have is legendary and all legendary gems. Twin B says, with all the daily in-game, it feels like your second job. Imagine doing your pay-to-win second job while also working your real job. I got to keep working because I got to keep logging in, and I got to keep spending because I got to keep leveling. That's right. The key is he soaks his microphone in dark roast overnight. I do. I soak it in dark roast. Let's get some first-time coffee buyers. Try out the coffee if you're a coffee drinker. Reasonably priced. My wife and kiddos ship it to you. You get thank you notes from my kids. I have a daughter and a son, and it's very competitively priced. And people in chat will tell you, I would be careful buying it. It's not pay to win, but you're going to want more because it's going to spoil you. It makes other coffee taste bitter because of the balanced acidity. I'm telling you, be careful. Then the mic signal goes through some pixie dust to get us to drink the Kool-Aid. No. That's fake news. That TMZ report. I don't have any pixie dust over here. I don't have any of that. That's not a thing. Imagine be slave to corporate, your main job, and then to another corporation, your pay to win Diablo Immortal job. That's it. That's right. So the coffee's pay to win. No. Listen. So when the bag shows up, about halfway down through the bag, there is a credit card swiper. If you want to get to the second half of the coffee after so many hours or days, you have to pay more money. Or this coffee down here, you have to wait a week to get to it. So we think this is a revolutionary way of coffee freshness as well as volitional spending for coffee consumption. So I wouldn't call that pay to win. I would just say that, the bag design, we're really on the forward front edge of technology and innovation and just forward thinking about better ways to deliver a product to you. Corporate speak, shareholders, thumbs up. We believe Q4 will be a new launch of X product. There we go. That's the that's the long and the short of it. A 9-month milestone from Anthony A. Back to work and lurk after watching the Depp Heard case for over a month. There you go, man. Thanks for coming on back in, Anthony A. My question about Diablo Immortal is, what is everyone paying to win it all? Rift leaderboards or PvP? Well, PvP would be the first and primary source of the pay-to-win, Meech. The second thing would be to get past the restrictions on your progression, right? The restrictions on your progression. So the idea being like you can only get so far. Yeah. Like this is how it reads in the Screen Rant article. Okay. This cost includes, so the $110,000 figure that you're seeing out there when it was crunched, it's not just cosmetics, but, quote, leveling and paying time to pass time faster. In order to upgrade faster, players must wait a certain amount of time to get to the next level. Alternatively, players can pay money to cause the time jump to happen. Asmongold spent over $600 and still has no 3-star legendary gems, let alone a 5-star. Yeah, that's the thing that people are missing. They're like, well, I'm getting legendaries. And it's like, well, not all legendaries are equal because of the star rating. And what the star rating does is it creates a secondary layer of monetization to ensure that just getting the legendary items isn't good enough. Do you guys remember when we were playing Anthem and I was trying to explain to people that just because a legendary is dropping at the end of the mission doesn't mean it's worthy of use, it's a good weapon, it's a good item, right? Just because it's legendary doesn't mean it's good. Now that had to do with terrible RNG and minuscule chances of min-maxing and bad endgame design. There was no pay to win there, but in Diablo, getting a legendary is akin to getting a legendary in the setup of Anthem, where it's like, yeah, you got a legendary, but it's a 1-star, it's a 2-star. It's not a high value legendary. This keeps getting worse. Yeah, it's layers upon layers of potential spending. He did get a 2 out of 5 due to the pity system. So there's a pity system, and the pity system gave him a 2 out of 5? Several years ago, Asmongold was always at the forefront against microtransactions. Look how far he fell, and yet people are trying to defend him. Wait, I'm confused here. You think what he's doing is to support it? So your interpretation of Asmongold's content is that he's supporting this by exposing it, right? He's an incredibly wealthy young man, and he's very successful, and he's spending his own money to showcase to you how bad it is. And so you think that's him, quote unquote, falling? He's ripping the veil off. You don't have to go read a Reddit post of some guy who's like, I got out my abacus. Listen, folks, it's really pay to win. Like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to go read, like, Reddit nerd speak, which most people won't do. But people will watch Asmongold play and say, oh my gosh, this is absurd. He's ripping the veil off. The game is naked and in the public right now. Everyone can see just how bad it is. If the only people crunching the numbers are lesser known YouTubers or Redditors, then it's a little bit harder to get everybody, sort of awoken to the fact that, like, oh my gosh, this game is really going to try to get me to spend money. He can afford to show you just how out of hand it is. Now, sure, it's great for viewership and numbers. Like, this is one of our strongest streams we've ever done. People are really anxious and excited to talk about this sort of thing. Obviously, I'm not going to turn into a Diablo Immortal hate channel. We've covered it infrequently. We've covered it, once or twice a week to get people to see it, take a peek, etc. But why would someone not do that, Hey, somebody ordered some coffee. Look at this. A bag of dark roast to Cody. Thank you, Cody Biscuits. Taking us to a nice even number. I printed the first order of the day, so that's 3 total, 2 in the hopper. Thank you so much. Thought woke was bad. Shut up, Eugene. It's Monday. Stuck drinking Folgers this morning. Need more Rageless Roast. Thank you, Cody. I became a nerd and was bullied by the popular kids so I can play video games and crunch numbers, and now the popular kids ruin critical thinking for me as well. What do you mean? What do you mean? He's just showing everybody what the truth is. It'd be a business expense for him at the end of the day? Yeah, 100% it's a business expense. Yeah. I have absolutely zero qualms with what Asmongold is doing. I think what he's doing is very important. What he's doing is very important. Listen. I'm actually listening to a book about this in a completely other realm, and the question was, do we completely separate from culture and technology, or do we engage in culture and technology, right? The idea that culture and technology can have such a massive influence on your worldview, view of self, view of others, and if you fully integrate into it, it can have a corrupting effect on your self-esteem, your view of others, your ability to have empathy, sympathy, etc., which obviously people are becoming more mechanistic because they're so fully integrated with technology that it's changing the way that they view reality and other people, okay? So in the same, I would say in a very, very similar way, Asmongold could have booted up this game and been like, it's pay to win, it's trash, and then never touched it again. He could have chosen to completely not engage and made a video about it. Or he could drag this thing into the light, kicking and screaming, and be like, look at this thing. Look at how hideous it is. Would you just look at it? Look at it. Like he's making people look at it. A $20 tip from Nobody. Thank you for the $20 tip through Super Chat. You the man. Guys, thank you for the massive turnout today. Did we hit the, did we do it? Did we hit the milestone? We are so close to 15,000. 15K is going to be 80 more subs, man. Got to roll that over this week. That's going to be massive for us. 15K is a good milestone. It really, really is. Next big one's 20. Look at it. Watch Asmongold still play it. It's fun, says D North Mania. Listen. You can play the game. Just play it with your eyes wide open. That's all I've been saying. Since the very beginning, I've said, listen, play with your eyes wide open. That's what you should be doing. It's my first time finding you. You popped up on my YouTube recommendations due to watching Diablo Immortal stuff. Glad to be here. Well, Jeremy, you got a gifted membership. All 600 viewers. We had almost 900. We hit 866 as a peak. That's without a live event going on. Huge turnout today, man. Seriously. Jose Nunez, what are you doing, man? Is your kid holding your phone? Jose Nunez, can you hear me? Did you set your phone down and let your kid or your cat, like, you're just typing random gibberish every once in a while. Somebody's, you're either butt dialing, butt typing, you got a kiddo, you got a cat, you got a pet, you know what I mean? Are you in duress? Are you in duress, Jose? Are you trying to send, is that Morse code? Play knowing 100% of what you are about to step into. Yes. I do not, this is going to sound strange in this day and age with everyone tweeting, social imperatives every other day. I do not create imperatives out of thin air and tell you what you ought to do. Okay? I simply say, here is the game. Where do you land on this? And then make your decisions accordingly. YouTube's promoting your stuff. Finally, they realized your stuff should be pushed following last week. It's all Gucci. I tried to read that and my desk started floating. Accepting gift subs with your butt is sus. No, Jose got a gifted membership last week, I think. I think he got one last week. So I'm not going to create an imperative and be like, here's what you ought to do, like, don't use blind playthrough and other just nonsense, false virtue signaling imperatives, because listen, I could sit here and preach and bang on a pulpit and say, listen, pay to win it's awful. It's of the devil, and say that you shouldn't support it and you shouldn't play. But ultimately, fundamentally, the market has to decide what they're going to do with this sort of content. And the sad fact of the matter is, the market has supported it for years. You are trying to stop a train that is already in motion. You're like screaming at the train going by, like, get off the train! Get off the train! Like, no one's going to hear you. This train is in motion. That doesn't mean it's justified or good or okay or acceptable. I'm just saying there's not a lot, there really truly isn't a whole lot we can do other than voice our opinions, speak with our wallet, and see if that has an effect. Right? See if that has an effect. You cannot sit here and tell me loot boxes are optional and no one has to buy them, and then not launch your game in the countries where loot boxes and micros or predatory nature are not even legal. Well, hang on though, Freebird. They would have had to remove fundamental aspects of the micro store to launch in those countries. So it can be true that you don't have to buy them and they're still in the game. I think those things can both be true. The genie's been out of the bottle for a while, says Killshot. Asmongold rages at people who criticize him and bans them. Even his mods apologize for their boss banning so many people. He doesn't just show how bad it is, he really likes it. I'm not going to let you speak for the man. He can speak for himself. If you're going to speak about another person's intentions and presume malice or things that are wrong or that he lacks integrity or something, I don't let people do that here, okay? Because people do that with me all the time, and it's completely out of line. No one's going to do that to you, and no one should do it to me, and no one should do it to Asmongold. Like, I see now him getting defensive and banning people, okay? I can sympathize with that, right? I can sympathize with that. He's never said he doesn't like it. I've never said I don't like it. I've not heard a single YouTuber criticizing this game say they don't like the dadgum game. No one's trying to hide that fact. It's fun. It's a really good game. No one is trying to keep that out of the view like, This is pure misery as I sit here and play and clickety-click and get the things and spendity-spend. No. He already said he likes the game. I said I like the game. Every video I watched this morning said that the game was good. They're like, yeah. There are reviews right now on Metacritic that give the game like a 1 or a 0, and they're like, it's a good game, but the pay to win ruins it. You know, it makes people not want to play. Now, at some level, there are people that are doing that in a thoughtless way. They're doing it to follow the crowd, or they're doing it in an idealistic way. Like they have an ideology. Ideologies can be good, they can be bad, because they can drive out critical thinking and just drive acquiescence. And that's not anything that I've ever been a huge proponent of. It's why mobbing on the internet works. It's why cancel culture works. It's why mass downvoting videos and mass, review bombing games because you disagree with like the character being a girl or something. Like, I actually think a lot of the times, that lack of critical thinking and the ideological movements on the internet, I think can be pretty destructive and unhelpful. And sure, there are people right now going to Metacritic to do this, like a little ant following other ants, just insect level intelligence. They're not thinking critically, they're just doing this because everybody else is doing. But that doesn't take away from what people are unearthing and pointing out. There are very thoughtful people who have put together videos and analyzations of this game, and whether it's on Reddit, a forum, or a YouTube video or whatever, and have said, this is absurd. And if this continues, these types of games will be completely unplayable without a credit card. The issue isn't the play, it's the microtransactions. If the game was trash, the pay to win wouldn't matter because it would probably fail on its own. The pay to win is an issue because it's good and it will lure people in. Exactly right. See it as a challenge. When they have pay to win, you have to make it up in talent. Ant says, light roast is better than dark roast. There's not opinions on the matter. It's a known truth, which is accepted if you prefer dark roast, you're subhuman scum. Hey, I'm drinking dark roast right now, and it is absolutely delicious, so you be quiet. I think somebody else ordered some coffee. Hang on. Hey, somebody ordered some coffee. A light roast to Jeremy. I like coffee. Instead of spending money on Diablo Immortal, I'm giving my money to you. Why buy microtransactions when you can buy coffee? I appreciate that. Hey, guys, listen. That's a great campaign, Say no to microtransactions. Say yes to my coffee. Yeah. I don't want to do too many advertisements this morning. The gifted members have been popping off. The new members on their own have been popping off. Tips through Super Chat, coffee purchases, T-shirt purchases over at 80s Tees. We are partnering with them. I'm always wearing a shirt from there. They've got a great Father's Day collection. If you use the shirt command, it'll take you over there. I don't want to do that too much, but I am really appreciative of the people that are supporting this channel monetarily. Those that lurk, listen, and smash the like button every day and can't do any of the monetized support, that is totally fine. Let me tell you, if we got hundreds and hundreds of lurkers here every day, that is a huge, huge support, even if you've spent $0. And guess what? Gifted memberships are here, and they help longtime supporters of the channel get sub badges, get membership badges, I should say, which is a huge, huge and great way to really, really be a part of the community and be a part of that extra content. Diablo Immortal is a theme park in hell. You can stay there and have fun, but you're surrounded by things that will torment you and your bank account. That's not bad. Distorted says, the problem is full-price games with no microtransactions are nowhere near as lucrative as free-to-play. That's why so many games are moving to this model, and even the companies that don't doesn't mean they don't want to. The allure of money escapes no company. They will take the risk eventually. I said screw microtransactions, and I chose 20 subs. My man, Mr. Glub. Yeah. Don't spend money in Diablo. Gift members today. Like that's pretty good. That's not bad. That's not a bad commercial. You need to vote with your wallet, says MJ Talks. The investors only listen to loss of revenue, not mass downvoting. Call of Duty is always the number one purchase ever released, despite mass downvoting. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Call of Duty did suffer. They did suffer financial loss amidst all of the criticism from people. The 1 year. The 1 year. They totally did. They saw a decline in sales that aligned with people doing the mass downvoting and the complaining. It's not always in line, though, is your point, and I agree with you, MJ. They don't always line up. Sometimes there's mass downvoting complaints and gripes, and then the game is printing money. Worst case about spending all the money in Diablo Immortal is it's a seasonal base, and when the next season starts, whatever you spend in the previous season will be wiped out. Wait, is that confirmed, Tiki Tacky? Is that actually that? You know what that makes me think of is growing up, Sticky Tack. My brother and I had, do you guys remember those felt pennants you could get? They probably still make them. But I was a Charlotte Hornets fan, and he was a Chicago Bulls fan, and our room was split down the middle with really great posters and pennants. We had like the logo posters right above our bed, so the Bull and then the Hornet, and then he had MJ doing the dunk from the foul line, and then I had Larry Johnson, I think, and Grandmama and Alonzo Mourning and all of that, and we had those felt pennants, and the best way to get those to stick to the wall was with Sticky Tack, and your name Ticky Tacky made me think of that. That was a huge roundabout way to tell you what your name that made me think of. But is that confirmed that the minute you get into Diablo Immortal Season 2 that all of a sudden everything's reset? Muggsy Bogues. Oh, I loved Muggsy Bogues. 5'3" and could dunk. He had legs the size of like a barrel for making bourbon, like just huge legs. Yeah, I love Muggsy Bogues. As a short guy, obviously I did. You guys have fooled yourself into thinking you're not paying will affect anything. 80% of the revenue comes from 20% of the players across all gaming, and those people are not going to choose to spend. Dude was amazing. He could fly. Yeah, he was a really good player. Yeah, real good ball player. They got that whole team. The Hornets were a very good team. Listen to Lono pretend he knows about sports. No, they were a great team. When they had Muggsy Bogues, Larry Johnson, and Alonzo Mourning, they were a pretty strong team, man. They obviously weren't the three-peat Bulls, but come on. Would you say you looked up to him literally? No, he was shorter than me. I'm 5'6". He was shorter than me. He was 5'3". Him and, what was the other guy? Spud Webb? Spud Webb was real short too, wasn't he? 5'3", 5'4", something like that, and could dunk. I'm going to drop a bag of light roast here at MS. Just a matter of time before people start asking what kind of coffee is that. Do it, Reaper. Wait, you work at Microsoft? Is that what you mean? Do it. We're going to have some updated, we'll have some updated branding shortly for you, Kendall Gill, they were fun to watch. They didn't win, but they were fun to watch. Yeah, the Hornets were a solid team. Oh, Spud was 5'4", okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought Spud was a little bit taller than Muggsy Bogues. Wasn't Rex Chapman a Hornet too? I think so. I have a bunch of cards. I have football cards, baseball cards, and basketball cards somewhere in the house, and I think I have one of Rex Chapman's cards. I think he was. I watch basketball at its height. I mean, getting to watch the three-peat Bulls and getting to watch Jordan. I don't know. Other than if you go way back and watch like Pistol Pete and stuff, but like that was such an amazing era. I don't want to start talking sports ball though. We cannot start talking sports ball. We got to stay on Diablo Immortal Pay to Win. In a little while, we will be shifting gears. I'm going to be reacting to one of Young Ye's videos about this. So we're all Diablo Immortal today, man. We're deep in. We are deep in with an amazing turnout today. Blizzard knew full well the backlash this game would get, says Hilly. They know once people move on, they'll be left with a huge cash cow. The issue I have, this was a top IP. Nothing is safe. And there are many people, I think, Hilly, that are sounding the alarm bell for that reason. They're like, you cannot underestimate what this will do. You can't. This is a huge deal. This is not a brand new title attempting to say, hey, let's do a dungeon crawler with pay to win on the mobile platform. It's Diablo, It's Diablo. They put Diablo characters in Fortnite. Yeah, Creature always says that nothing is sacred because everything always ends up in Fortnite. Every game, every character, every movie always ends up in Fortnite. And so that's what he always says. You know, Obi-Wan, Kenobi, and Darth Vader most recently. The chat says Spud somewhere between 4 and 10 feet and 8 tall. Yeah, he's somewhere in there. He's a legend. I would be fine if it was closer to 10K than 100K to max. Okay, but let me ask you a question, Hopping. At that point, does it really matter? At that point, like, when you get to a point where you're in the theater of the absurd, $10,000 to max a character in a video game. That's it. From a leisure standpoint, just analyze it from a leisure standpoint. That's absurd. That's a used car. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the grand scheme of something you could pay to enhance your life and your leisure, $10,000 for a max character in a video game. It's higher than that, but you're saying you'd be okay if it was 10. It's $110,000 when they crunch the numbers or whatever. Like, once you get to that level, it becomes absurd. It's like, what, huh? In my mind, the minute you get beyond about $150, I'm like, what the frick are you doing? What are you actually doing? Because if someone right now could load up a game and they want to spend $150 and they want to max out their character so they can skip to the end game, I'm like, okay, $150. You do that, you play the game for a couple months. That's not bad. That's a leisurely activity. You look at other digital forms of leisure activities. That's well within the spectrum of somebody like buying a bunch of seasons of a show and watching it and really diving in and enjoying it. But once you get beyond about $100 to $150, I'm like, what the frick is this? I'm not saying that would be good, by the way. I'm just saying that would be in the hemisphere of leisurely spending. Like, $10,000? It's 110, by the way. Many people spend thousands in Genshin. It's a luxury for people with 3 cars already. It would make a difference if it was 1 mil versus 100K to most people. Sure. When you have the disposable income. Yep. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. When you have the disposable income, for sure. It's like, who the frick cares? You know? If you're pulling in 6 figures a year and you're like, I love Diablo and I'm going to throw a couple grand at this game, I'm not going to break a sweat, for sure. I get it. That's why the whales are there. I wonder how many of the whales are independently wealthy and how many of the whales are damaging their financial stability. That's the question I have. You said something that hit me in the feels. It's Diablo. The game where if I grind and play my cards right, I could get top tier basically before anyone else. Vacation time for launch. Right, Porktoe, right. I could justify spending up the price of a full game, but that's about it. What's the saying about a fool and his money? Fool and his money are easily parted. The games aren't made for the rich. They're targeted at gambling addicts. Statistics show most people who go hard on micros really shouldn't, says Creature. That's the concern. I never want to get into this, like, moral playground of, why is Starfield trending? Are people speculating that Starfield releases in 2023, 7 days to the June Bethesda showdown? So people are just speculating that we're going to get a bunch of Starfield during the Bethesda showcase. I speculated that as well. I'm asking, is it just more speculation or is there any confirmation? It's the same people who spend hundreds of thousands to support a streamer, right? No, I don't think so. J-Stock. No. Because think about it. Categorically speaking, there's nothing compulsory about supporting a streamer. There is something compulsory. There's something addictive. They use the psychology of like slot machines in these games to get you to spend and spend more and spend more and spend more. The way that a lot of these games are set up is once you spend a little, it really motivates you to spend a significant uptick. That's not true for people that support a streamer. People that support a streamer with hundreds of thousands of dollars, I've not seen any research that people who spend hundreds of thousands to support a streamer are doing so in a way that's like financially unhealthy. Now, you might see that in some of the false narrative, simulated girlfriend streams. I think some of those you could be dealing with people that are spending in a way that's not healthy and almost compulsory, but it's not set up in the same way at all. Who would pay to support a streamer? That's gross. He's not going to sleep with you. Right. I don't think there's a fair comparison there. I don't. As you say with a badge in my chat. Is it random drops or guaranteed loot for the money that you spend? Most of the money is for chances. That's why it hits that gambling feel of spend for a better chance, spend for a better chance. You spend money. Imagine going to a slot machine and you can put in 1 quarter and your chances are like, but you put in 5 quarters and all of your percentage chances of winning go up. Like, it would be right there in front of you. It'd be like odds of winning increases by, 75%, 150%, 300%. Well, when you're way down at the bottom, it's like 0.00 whatever 1% chance of winning. So it's set up in a way where the minute you put the first quarter in, you're already going to be thinking about how many more quarters should I be putting in to justify the first quarter. I was just curious, because I know there has to be people out there that think they spend lots of money on a streamer, then they are someone's friend now. Oh, no, for sure. The simulated friendship aspect, J-Stock, I wouldn't be surprised if a large portion of the people that like throw money at like Amaranth and Pokimane, it wouldn't shock me in the least if a lot of those guys are hurting themselves financially because it's a delusional thing. I don't think that Amaranth and Pokimane have set up a predatory funnel of compulsory spending. Does that make sense? Like, if you look at the game design and how these storefronts, percentages, and all of it's set up in a way, I don't think even the most successful simulated girlfriend out there, Amaranth, I don't think Caitlin's doing that. She offers a product, people support it, and if they are on their own sort of deluded, lonely path to where they make decisions that are disruptive to their normal everyday life and their financial stability, I don't necessarily think that's part and parcel to the culture of what Amaranth does. 3 months from C. Hambrick. Thank you so much, man, for hitting a 3-month milestone and renewing. Let me see something, because you guys kind of popped off today with some gifted members. I'm curious where you put us, because we were at like 1,026, and you guys already went crazy. I didn't even get a full count of what y'all did. Let's see. My members dashboard is totally glitched. 1,068. 1,068. Life is pay to win. Yeah, we need to get this. I forgot to push this short out. I should push this short out today. It might funnel more people in to the Yongye reaction vid. My comical life is pay to win. All of the Diablo Immortal pay to win criticism sparked this hilarious clip, and we'll put Diablo Immortal, we'll put pay to win, and then we'll put shorts, and we'll save. So close to 69. Yeah. We don't lock another emote. We do not lock another emote until we get to 1,200, just so you guys know. I'm not pushing for emote unlocks right now because it's going to take way too long to get there. I'm not saying we can't get there. We've had plenty of people here today with gray names that would obviously, get us there, but we are not pushing for that. We got where we wanted to get, and if we go beyond that, that's amazing. All right, we'll put that in Diablo Immortal. We won't hit your sub feed with that one, but that's a funny clip that needs to go out today. We do little short form content pieces. If you ever see those shorts on that short shelf in the mobile app, give it a watch, give it a like, give it a comment. Those are usually pretty funny, but we do not hit your sub feed with them. I didn't open it. That was a total fake out. I thought I felt it move forward. Just played some challenge rifts on my commute to the office, and wow, this game is fun. I consider a lot of people in chat to be close friends, well, more like work friends, but friends. Yeah, we hang out every day. We hang out with each other more than we hang out with our families, most of us. You know, it's a very rare and unique parasocial interaction that I think can be very healthy and good for, you know, friendships, loneliness, mental health. I think you can hang out in a place like this and it can be very good for your mental health, for sure. According to that article a few months back, aren't we winning in all video games now? Yeah, we're totally winning. We are totally winning. Let me go ahead and let's get the next stream scheduled, the Yang Ye reaction one, which will be our second show for the day. Creature, I have no idea what we're doing on radio, by the way. I should have texted you or DM'd you and said, yeah, we had to take my wife took my daughter to emergent care last night because it was nothing. It was 100% nothing, but it was one of those things where it's going to be bothersome all night if we don't just get it checked out. And she's 100% fine. But yeah, we are way off kilter on schedule. I didn't get anything accomplished that I wanted to. Yang Ye Diablo Immortal Pay to Win. Okay, I gotta save the images. I have to name the images what Creature says they should be named. There we go. That'll be our second show. Let me get this ready. I made a new playlist as well on this channel, Diablo Immortal News. So if you want all of my Diablo Immortal coverage and or gameplay, if you want it all in one spot, it's all in that playlist. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for you guys to enjoy the content. Let's do this. And then we'll keep doing that 7-second slow mode. It doesn't seem that disruptive to the audience. And we'll do this around 11:45. Jeff Keeley says Summer Game Fest will be primarily focused on announced games. I suppose that's good news in one respect, because that means we're not going to get a bunch of fluff and a bunch of, hey, this game's coming out in 5 years. And we're all like, thanks, we don't care. That's been my attitude lately. All right, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to shut down. I'm going to shut down the TikTok stream since we're getting ready to transition. Thank everybody who watches over there. If you find that to be more convenient, you can watch there. If you like watching here, be sure to hit subscribe. Be sure to hit the bell button. All the things. We greatly appreciate the support of the channel as we inch our way closer to a really big milestone. Inching our way closer to 15,000 subs on this channel. And really excited about our Summer Game Fest coverage. We hope you guys enjoy that. If you're looking for a great place to hang out and watch that coverage, we will be doing that every day that the stuff hits. All the different days of coverage. I think the only thing I may end up passing on, I'm going to talk about it with Creature. There's some stuff Saturday morning that doesn't feel like it's going to be worth our time. I don't know. I really want to spend time with my kids. That's like a great time for me and my wife and the kiddos to all hang out, is Saturday morning. So, yeah, we'll see. But all the big events, for sure, the big events we are 100% covering. Saturday morning, I think I'm gonna say maybe not to. Well, I'm just giving you a heads up that might be the one thing that we don't cover. It's just gonna be a lot of indie stuff in the morning, and the draw and the demand might not be high enough. If I skip my morning of playing with my kiddos and, you know, hanging out. Yeah, all the indie stuff. If I skip playing with my kiddos and hanging out with my fam and we cover something that like that just doesn't hit, I'm gonna be so ticked. I'd be so ticked. We finally running a couple updates on it. Yeah, like we could be like, what's the biggest standout? And like run a 5-minute, 4-minute video. Right. Exactly. Let's take a look at the poll. Diablo Immortal, pay to win. Will it drive you away from the game? 80-20 split. It maintained that. Almost 1,500 votes. Almost 1,500 votes on that poll. Thank you, everybody who voted on the poll. Diablo Immortal is just kind of dragging their franchise name into the mud. Yeah, the Barrier says, I wouldn't expect you to cover the smaller indie showcases. There's a few of them, though. I'm just looking at Saturday morning and saying, I want to sleep in, have breakfast with my family, and play video games with them. Like, I don't want to disrupt my whole life, you know? I was talking with my daughter last night, and it's very clear. I'm just going to be transparent with you guys. I've put the business first in too many places, and I've got to fight back against that. You know, I got kids at a very special age right now. 8 and 6 is just they're such formative years, you know, and everything we've had to do to get where we are, it took a lot of work, it took a lot of endurance and strength and mental resolve, but I gotta start to be aware of, are there places we can trim back? It's like when your bushes and your hedges, they start overgrowing a little bit. Like, we can trim this back and it can still flourish and grow and be amazing. So the Monday through Friday grind will likely continue, but weekend stuff and extra stuff and all of that, I'm just going to be very cognizant of that, because it took us 2 years to get where we are now, and I feel really, really good. And I am not going to take my foot off the gas pedal, but I am going to maybe slow the car down just a little bit so that I don't die. So that I don't die. Like last week, I was working so much that like my blood pressure started acting up again. I was like, okay, my body's telling me to slow down, you know? Getting up at 6 every morning so I have time to myself and then get prep ready and everything else. So if you're still here and you haven't left for the day yet, stick around. Our second show is going to be a reaction to Yang Ye's video about this subject. And I'm very, very excited to do that. I like Yang, and I like doing reaction content. Now, if you don't like reaction content, give me a chance, because we got very positive response to my Asmongold reaction video last week. We really want to make it something that's intellectual and charitable and fair to the content creator. So we got to make sure and link to Yang's video in the description and all of that. And we're not even going to consume the entire video, because he starts reading a Forbes article, and I have no interest in promoting that article and person in particular. So we'll stop it at about 2/3 of the way through or so. So Chapel's calling for 9 more likes. Yeah, let's get 9 more likes. Let's get to 500 likes, and then tell you what. I'm going to step away because I'm going to use the restroom really quickly. I'm going to hit some ads. When I get back, we'll start transitioning. We will start transitioning for the Yang Ye reaction video, okay? We almost never run ads on this channel. It's why we ask for memberships, gifted memberships, coffee sales. Those are ways to support directly what we do. The live environment on YouTube is very much dependent upon members and content for those members. So we do incentivize it. We give you great stuff. If you are a new member today, if you got gifted, if you've been a long-time member and you've never gotten to the Discord, make sure you get into our Discord so you do not miss out on the members-only content, which happens Thursday afternoons and Friday nights, okay? I'm going to hit some ads. I'll be right back. We're going to keep discussing this. I want to hear your thoughts on, if you're playing free-to-play or considering playing free-to-play, just how far can you go before you really feel like you're not going to be able to enjoy the game anymore? Where do you think that threshold is? Okay? I'll be right back. Sorry, everybody. It's a summertime. Kids are watching a movie. I had to set the Xbox up. I apologize for the longer delay. Give me 1 second. Bro, I was super close to punching my Xbox. What the what? Thank you for hitting the 10-month milestone, Dan-tastic. Appreciate that. Huge day, and I hate taking a long break like that, but the kids have been working hard and doing stuff and reading books, and they earned to watch this movie as like a reward. And so I was really wanting to set it up for them, and the Xbox just wasn't working. It was like on, and I had no signal on my TV. I was like, hello? Oh, Vertigo is awful. Ink Sanity. Hanging the crowd up, helping my mom with a vertigo spell, taking her off her feet yesterday. Vertigo is terrible. I came back from Tampa and had a really bad vertigo. And my dad has it sometimes, and he sent me these stretches you can do on your bed. Like, you do this thing where you, like, lay down and sit and then lay down, and it really, really helped. It really, really did. Yo, Mr. Glum just gifted 10 memberships. If you can hear my voice, man, opt in. Click allow gifts in the chat or at the top of the chat. Wait, did he do 10 while I was gone? Oh, no, he didn't. Okay. It's just still up at the top. Okay, there we go. Cat for Life, Trunks, Matt, Araki, JS117, Red, Trey, Grizzly Bears, iGrave, Freezy Pop, all 10 gone. Grab, just like that. So generous and so kind. Thank you, Mr. Glum, for doing that. Guys, if you just got a brand new membership, man, really, really make sure that you're hanging out in the Discord. We do members-only content on Thursday afternoons and Friday nights, and you don't want to miss out. As a member, you can go back and watch previous VODs. There's a VOD of my wife playing Elden Ring this last Friday. It did really, really well. Out of like 1,000 members, almost 800 people watched. Not at the same time, but like over the weekend, a total of close to 800 views, which is just incredible. That's just incredible. It hit, how many total views now? How many total views? 794. A $5 tip from Insomniac Black. So what you're saying is Xbox has no games or movies. Thank you for the $5 tip through Super Chat. 5 more gifted memberships from Dan Zatastic. Fat Lump got one. Good to see Fat Lump get one. He's here all the time. Tony, Mask, Jeff, Cryptic, boom. All of them gone. All of them gone. We might actually unlock another emote this week if you guys keep going this crazy. We're not even into Summer Game Fest yet, and 1,200 is an emote unlock. I can't believe we even hit 1,000, and we're at 1,083. So yeah, we might actually hit 1,200 this week, which is absolutely insane. Yeah, it's just like a straight line up. Before gifted memberships arrived, we had 517 total members. We now have 1,083, I believe is the number. 1,083, that's correct. Just frickin' bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. I'm so excited for the community game night this month. I really, really am. I'm super, super excited for community game night this month. It's going to be massive. Going to be absolutely massive to have that many people. Okay, so we're going to stop 17 minutes into Yong's video. I'm getting him set here. I have this extension that lets me hide the play controls on YouTube videos, and like sometimes I have to refresh the video. It's super, super lame, but we got it. There we go. Okay. Well, let me turn my brightness on my monitor all the way down. There we go. I'm from Clearwater. Where in Florida are you from? I'm not from Florida. My wife is from Tampa, and so we're down there every once in a while, but I am not from Florida. I'm originally from Ohio. My family's still up in Canton, where I'm from. Dropped by on Friday, dropped a like. It was good to see Madam again. Couldn't stay due to dinner night. No worries, Smashville. No worries. Can you do custom games on Fall Guys? You can do private matches, yeah. And if you're a tier 2, this is a reason to consider upgrading to tier 2 because we're going to have so many members there that night. Tier 2 members, the 4 perks that everybody gets, okay? Access to Discord, community AMAs, community game night, and Madam nights. All 4 of those perks get enhanced at tier 2. So you get access to the VIP room in the Discord, you get premium first dibs access on community game nights, you get premier first dibs access on AMA streams if it starts to get really full, and you can make Madam and I play games on Friday nights when it's not a community game night. You can use the Madam game vote room in the Discord. So all of the perks that you get at tier 1, all 4 get enhanced at tier 2. So as community game night or AMA grows, you may want to consider upgrading. Those of you that have been like a member for a long time, if you're like, oh my gosh, we have so many members now, there might be that reason to upgrade. But everybody gets the same 4 perks. Everybody gets to be involved and be a part. So like with Fall Guys, I'll throw the private server code in the VIP room first, so all tier 2 members get in, and then I'll kick it out to everybody else watching the stream. YouTube gaming channel, 1 link, send you live chat. I'm not sure what you're trying to say, Kavia Gaming. Your wife's also from Tampa? Nice, nice. Amazing growth this channel is received by incredible members. Was surprised Madam beat the first boss first try. Yeah, I really upped the ante when I took her into a dungeon. I think she could. I think if it wouldn't have been so late, and maybe I hadn't have had, you know, I was at the end of my drinks, right? I usually have, you know, a couple of drinks on Friday night, and I was like, I wasn't much help, you know. I think I was giving good input, but I think if we go back, she'd be able to beat him, you know. There's gifted memberships available. There are no gifted memberships available right now. They've all been claimed. I'd love to see y'all play No Way Out. I'll bump mine up when I get paid. Well, here's the thing you have to remember, Smashville. When you submit a game for us to play on a Friday night, we're only going to play it for like 45 minutes to an hour. So I wouldn't submit something like No Way Out. You know, I would not submit that. We won't get anywhere in that game in 45 minutes to an hour. Plus, I already played it with Hilly. I don't think that's a great one to pick. If it's your pick, if you want to pick that, but again, we're only going to play for 45 minutes to an hour. The duelist boss is tough at that stage too. I think they want you to fight the cat boss first as a dungeon. Yeah, I probably should have routed her back to the cat boss, Ashton. That dungeon off to the left, it probably would have been better. It probably would have been better. She got to him though, you know? She got through the dungeon. So Danzatastic just gifted 1 membership. Grab it quick. Grab it quick. Vig! Hey, there it is! Look at that! Vig just said, are there any? Vig Gaming grabbed one. You weren't able to grab them last week, Vig. I wonder if they've rolled it out in the more regions and more places. There you go, sir. There you go. Yo, Lono, about your coffee? What about it? Did you order some? Did it show up? Was there an issue with what showed up? Let us know if you have any problems. Are there duty fees to Canada? No. Christina's ordered it up there before. She says there are no duty fees. Had to bail on Friday, only caught at the beginning. Which dungeon did Madam try? Also, did you Sergeant Apone your kids? I swear I heard look into my eye. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I dropped that aliens line. Look into my eye. I didn't go like this though. I just said it. We took 45 minutes just in the laundry room. Ew, you said I feel like a stormtrooper. Oh, it was so good. Oh. I definitely dropped that line on my kids though. Yo, we got 500 likes on this video, 1,500 votes, so many gifted members. We're at almost 1,100 members. That's just incredible. That's just incredible. I did not think that this was going to happen. I thought we were going to spend the entire month trying to get to 1,000 members. You guys are absolutely freaking bonkers. I cannot believe that this is happening. Yeah, 1184. 1184. So many. I spent the weekend removing all old emails from my YouTube account. Was able to remove it from brand. Oh, so you did switch from a brand account. Okay. Huge day. Love to see it. And we're not done yet. We're going to have an episode of Reforge Radio. We're getting ready to do a reaction video to Young Ye. I like Young, so I think I'm going to try and make this to be... I want to make this a good video. It'll be a little bit different. It'll be a little bit different than the Asmongold one. Because the Asmongold one, he was reacting to someone else's content. And... is this working? Hang on a minute. Hang on. I don't see... Oh, yeah, it's muted. Okay, yeah, it's working. Okay. I had it muted on the other thing. Yo, Veter hitting a 3-month milestone. Welcome back in. Yeah, Reverse the Time. Reverse the Time is the name of the doorbell song. I think what I need to do is every day I start the stream, I need to play Reverse the Time and let it play all the way through. And then what it should do is never play it for the rest of the day. Because the playlist has 6 hours of music. So if I start with Reverse the Time, let it play all the way through, and then let that play like before I go live. 6 hours later, it should have never played, not even once. I can't remove it from the playlist because it's not my playlist, right? If I copy the playlist and duplicate it, I can do that. But then anytime they add new music, I won't get it. So I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that. The best accessory you can get for Diablo Immortal to play on PC, a credit card swiper. There you go. It's pronounced Yang Ya. I thought it was Yang Ye. Doesn't he say his name is Yang Ye? I thought he pronounced it Yang Ye at the end of his videos. Everybody always corrects me on this, but I swear I've listened to his videos and he says Yang Ye. It's Yang Ya. As in, yeah, I agree. Akuda Papa hitting a 10-month milestone at a gaming tier 3. That's so generous. 7 months, his channel's going somewhere now. Cheers, Lono. It's actually a 10-month milestone for you, Akuda Papa. Thank you. I think even he says yay. It's yay. I swear he says yay at the end of his videos. Yang yay. Yang yeah. He says yeah as in agree. It's yeah, but that's him being funny because everyone says yay. That's what it is. It's Yang yeah, but everyone says yay, so he says yay. I wonder, is there a biography on him somewhere? People are asking, one of the number one questions on Google is he Korean? Yes, he's Korean American. A Korean American voice actor born in California. Did he get his start as doing voiceovers? Oh, he did. I didn't know he was Korean. I don't know if he's ever said that. I don't know why I would know that. Yeah, Young yeah. My Korean friends have taught me how to say Oreo. It's Oreo. And then McDonald's is McDonald. Like McDonald. They hit more syllables for McDonald's than Oreo. And the thing that Americans always want to do is we want to accent stuff. Oreo. And it's like, no, it's Oreo. Like, it's just like there's no... It's just do. Just watch a video of his and it's yeah. Young yeah. He literally says yeah. Okay. I'll say yeah. Oh! That was a good one. That was a good neck pop. He moved to California to pursue voice acting. Oh, he has a good voice. He has a good voice. I could see why he would do that. Yeah, I don't think it's pronounced yeehaw. I don't think that is the correct pronunciation. That would be strange. One more time for the people in the back. Young yeah. I think he does sometimes say Yang Ye again because people mispronounce his name, so he's goofy, like he's being silly about it, right? He's a very good voice actor. I don't consume that much of his content because I'm usually just too busy. But if I want a quick summary of something, I do usually go to him. If I'm like, okay, what are YouTubers saying about this? I tend to go to his channel for a quick one, for like a quick summary. I'm just gonna call him Yang. He's got a video on explaining that voice acting was always a dream of his, also detailing his move to California. Yo, it's good, Ginger. Have you thought about having him as a guest on the roundtable? Homie, I would love to have guests on the roundtable that, are out there on YouTube. we're just gonna kind of have to earn that right. You know what I mean? Because I think me and Ginger and Mike put on a great show, but we're kind of rebuilding something that once was a single game podcast that had been running. I think it had been running 4 to 5 years at the time that we ended it, and so we've got to we got to rebuild that pull, that trust, that following. It's just gonna take a while. Episode 8's on Netflix. Pretty sure I watched the first 7 when they came out. Wait, when did they release number 8? I didn't think that they were doing that. I thought they were doing something weird with it. Don't put any spoilers in chat, but my wife and I have been watching it, and I didn't think that it had hit yet. Yeah, the next episode hits on July the 1st. Yeah, July the 1st. Yep. Because we've done one, my wife and I have done 1 through 7, and on July 1st, they're going to do 8 and 9 at the same time. Yeah, 8 and 9 on July 1st. So we got a ways to go. Such a freaking bummer that they had to do that. I want to see Sarge on the round table. I don't think chat would be ready for the spice, though. I like Sarge. Most my Asian friends and coworkers seem to do that a lot. They just accept the American pronunciation and go with one. My one friend, since it distinguished him between him and his dad. I did that with the friends of ours that are Korean. I learned all their Korean names, and I call them by that. Now, I asked the kiddos, I said, which name do you prefer? Because they do have English names and Korean names. And the boy likes his English name, and the girl likes her Korean name. So I try to call them by the name that they prefer. Just because it's like, they're like, oh, well, this is really hard for people to pronounce. And I was like, okay, well, let me try. And, yo, it's good, Weed Man. And I worked at it, and, I think names are important. I think names are very important. They did the same thing with Better Call Saul. Last 7 episodes. Guess I'll have to wait till July for both. Yeah. We should have had English names growing up. Would have made my life so much easier. Yeah. I mean, but at least is Zubair... Yeah, I guess Zubair... Nowadays, I don't think people would be that kind of like, whoa, Zubair, that's a weird name. But growing up, yeah, it 10 or 20 years ago, it was very different with having obviously non-English derived names, Don't forget the last 2 episodes are almost 2 hours long. Yeah, the episodes got longer and longer in the show. It got harder and harder for us to watch one full episode because we usually give ourselves about an hour to watch something, which is usually like one episode of Star Trek where we have to pause it at least once. And, dude, Stranger Things made it really tough. We started having to chop episodes in half. I was like, I'm just tired. I was like, let's just go upstairs. We'll watch the rest of this tomorrow night, So, my life is pay to win short. Okay. It's got some views. Yeah, they account for like 4 hours, which is, that's almost 5 episodes of content. Which is more, that's like half a season. Like, half a season is contained in the final 2 episodes. Is Madam a Star Wars fan? Yeah, Weezy says, don't worry, Zubair, I'm Jamaican, and my first name, no one could pronounce it, so I just told them to call me something else instead. My parents don't say my name that way. I haven't figured out how to capture the proper pronunciation in text. Now that I think of it, Zubair is my English name. Zubair? Do they do something weird with the diphthong? Instead of saying Zubair, is it like Zubair? Do they pronounce both vowels or something? Or do they do something with like the dental on the Z? Is there almost like a TH on it or something? Like that's one thing I've noticed is usually it's the consonants that get different treatment. How to pronounce Zubair. Hang on. Let me pull this video up.
Zubair.
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 Zubair. Zubair. Is that it? Is that it? So it's still a diphthong with like a slight, not that way, so it's not Zubair. Okay. I was gonna say that that's more Middle Eastern. Okay, yeah. It even says that in the description. It says Middle Eastern names, so that's the Middle Eastern pronunciation, Zubair. Merhaba Zubair. Yeah. Tekashura Derim is Zubair. My last name is Diet's pronounced Die-Eats. Stop correcting people. Zubair. Zubair. Yeah, that's a phonetical accent. All right, let's get ready for the next stream though. Let me send my tweets and stuff. We're ready. Okay. I hope Yang is cool with reaction content. I never know with these guys. Like some of these bigger streamers or YouTubers, they don't care at all, and then other ones are like really like not, they don't like it. I'm not going to do the full vid. I'll do my best to make sure it's like in the lane of transformative, thoughtful, charitable. I don't think I'm going to disagree with him. Don't think I'm going to disagree with him. I doubt he cares. I would hope not. Yo, thank you so much, Ric Flair, hitting a 9-month milestone. We are reacting to another Diablo Immortal pay-to-win video in light of the recent review bombs. Let's see what Yang Ye has to say. Send now. Okay. Okay. You think he'll call your mom or anything? No, I don't think he'll pull a Quantum TV on me. I don't think he'll pull a Quantum TV on me and call my mom. That's one of the weirdest things I think I've ever friggin' seen. I've seen a lot of weird things in content creation, and that one took home some prizes. All right, I'm going to put a link in chat just in case the redirect doesn't work. This will be a Yang Ye Diablo Immortal pay-to-win reaction video. Yang Ye put out a video talking about the pay-to-win situation in Diablo Immortal because of the review bombing. I did my own coverage of it this morning. I'm actually bringing people over from that coverage. Just so we're clear, our reaction content is very charitable, interactive, and transformative. I don't just play the full video and not say anything. There'll be lots of pausing. You're probably going to find that I agree with most of what Yang is saying. I think he makes great content. We will obviously provide a link below in the description to his original video to go and give that support. I'm a significantly smaller content creator, so I don't have delusions that we'll be like helping his video, but we do want to give proper